Well, the Fijians were huge people too, but they were so much taller. And the Fijians had all this frizzy hair that stood out like a Brillo helmet all over their head. And the Tongan ladies and men too have soft black hair, but it's all soft, and some of it hangs down their waistline. It's very nice. So, we've had classes. Papaloa has given us classes. She speaks so well. Well, she was in Parliament. I mean, this is an educated lady, and she speaks. And we've had some other people speak, but her classes are the best. I mean, we're just sitting on the edge of our seat listening to her and understanding everything she says. She talked about medicinal herbs that they use here and had the table full of leaves and things. And she was a nurse too, so she knows something. And her husband was a doctor here before he died. Then she talked about Tongan politics at one time. One time we had education, Tonga today, ceremonial mats and tapa. Everything that she speaks about, the Tongan home, people at home, and the government, it's wonderful. So we went to town, and besides the shopping, we went over to the Tonga National Center of Crafts, and we had lunch there. And they had a show where they had models come out and show us their dress for a funeral and for a wedding, and their normal dress for every day. And then they came out and ran back and changed, and they did dances. But before that, they had the welcoming kava, and they asked for someone in the audience to come up, a man. And Ralph says, "I'll go." And I was so surprised, because when you get up there and sit down on the mat, you have to sit with your legs, not underneath you, but your foot is one way and one is the other, and your knees are sticking out. I don't know what they call that, but anyway, he did it, and he got up well. And then I said, and he says, "I need two more." And Janie raised her hand, and I said, "I'll go." So Janie and Ralph and I, and we had Tongan kava. It tasted just a little bit different than the kava that we had at Fiji. So, this Papaloa that I'm talking about all the time is Papaloa Foliaki, and she is this Tongan woman that owns the Friendly Islander hotel. We're not in the hotel. We are in individual little buras, individual little places, and they're all designated by color. She doesn't say bura number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's yellow bura, green, pink, blue, like that. Very nice. She said she didn't want to name things with numbers. She thought this would be better. So that was that, and that's all that happened. Now today, well, I'll tell you, we go to bed early. We don't fool around here. We're in bed at 9 o'clock, 9:30, something like that, and we're sleeping till 6:37. Yesterday we walked home from town after looking at all the stuff after the mats, and we walked home, and it took us an hour and 15 minutes. Murray went to town. He says, he says he goes every morning, but see, he's not running, but he's walking terribly fast, and he says, anybody can get to town in 15 minutes, even if you've got a broken leg. It's no problem. Well, for him, we're not as brisk as he is. So, today was another day. This was a snorkel gear, towels, and sunscreen day.